Hello guys, this is Adam Shadow, and these two machines behind me are the fastest possible Shulker box loaders. You probably wonder right now why do I have two of these and not just one design. That is very simple, because this one is one-wide tileable, so you can just build one next to the other, while this one is the truly fastest possible version, but this one is 3 blocks wide. So you cannot just easily place them right next to each other. As you can see, when the box is inside of here, it's loaded from all 4 sides that are available by droppers, all activated by 4 game tick clocks, which is not possible to improve, because you need one side for the dispenser, and then you have to cram everything into this side. I did it here in the bottom. Well, this one has a similar limitation, because you will have boxes on the sides, so you again have just 4 sides, and 2 of them have to be occupied, so it's not possible to make this faster. So let's see how this works. I'll take a stack of blocks, put it in. Yeah, and as you can see what happens, the box is destroyed and the item is pushed to this side. Obviously they fly out right now, because normally you would have the trapdoor like this. So yeah, it's just for demonstration, because obviously when you have several of these machines next to each other, the trapdoors will protect the items from flying into the wrong slice. So this is actually a very safe design, so it's very unlikely that the box will end up in the wrong hopper. So you are not limited to using this only with the same item next to each other. You can use it with different items. So let's talk about how this works. This one is the more complicated version, this one is just a simpler version. This comparator detects the items when they are piled up in this hopper. Then it triggers this trapdoor, and then activates this set of 3 pistons. The first one stops the clock. The second one down here activates a timer, which is this long rod of observers, which cannot be shorter. Like, you cannot just replace one of these observers with a trapdoor, it won't work. Yeah, it will work, but you will spill out items. And the third one, this is the main one, will send the signal through these droppers here, and he will also activate them, so the boxes fall down. That one sends the signal here, which extends first this piston with a 4 game tick pulse. That means the piston won't leave the block behind. It also does it with this one, but this one is not important. Then, with some delay, it activates this piston again, but this time so that the this piston ends up here. And then, again after some delay, activates this piston on the top, again for the game ticks of signal, and then activates the bottom one to retract. And the whole part into this position, and then the last part is to fill in a new box. The reason why I have the piston here and not just place it permanently here, is because if you have the one white tileable, it might happen that, for example, uh, when you would activate this dispenser, you could activate the piston, but that's not the main issue. The main issue is this block has to be powered to extend the uh, um, piston. To prevent the issues from slices of these things activating each other, it has to be this way. And also the way it's powered here needs to be like this, because the if I would place the repeater, for example here, you will see as soon as I place it, the trapdoor will close. This is some quite funny magic in Minecraft. The repeater is not even touching the block. It's probably just some stuff in the coding. Yeah. So now this whole contraption just recycles the box and it ends up here. The same principle is used also here. Here we don't have the piston in this position because it's not one white tileable, so obviously it can be activated from the side. You can still use this configuration from here in this machine, but it's not reliable. Like, the chances of two of these machines activating in the wrong moment is quite low, since loading a full shulker box with something like 1800 items takes a long time, even with 4 times hopper speed. Here this is perfectly safe. Like, there's no chance of the item landing in a wrong slice, since the slices are effectively 2 blocks apart. Like, there's no chance the item will end up here. You could also cut one part of this, like this, and make it effectively how to say that, 6 times hopper speed on but 2 white tileable. If you have some sort of machine that would require this sort of input, or you just have some sort of weird storage system, this also might be an interesting option, because this is actually a more densely packed version of the previous one. Here you can also see nicely this is the same system as in this one, just the piston is pushed 2 blocks up. Also the delay is a bit longer, but that's not a big issue. The main reason is so that when this block is powered, it also activates this piston here. So, yeah. What can I say more? Well, I think we should go to the tutorial. So let's start from the position where the box will be placed. It actually doesn't matter for these machines in which way the box is rotated. Like, it literally doesn't care. Only when you will try to use it as a player, it might be an issue. It's really tricky to place these things in Minecraft, because for some reason it's either some input lag or something like that. It's a bit difficult to hold shift and at the same time right click, because it cannot be exactly at the same time for some reason. Obviously all of these trapdoors as I'm placing them can be placed anywhere, like it doesn't matter if it's here or here or even if it's turned sideways. Yes, one of the biggest challenges with these dropper based loaders that you have to stop a clock. And I also made this as compact as I could. There is still probably some room for improvement, unlike with the speed, which is basically unbeatable. Unless, of course, some sort of new update drops, which adds new blocks that could do it. As of 1.12 and 1.14, it's the fastest machine possible. The downside of this might be for some of you who really care about lag, you can not lock this hopper. I don't think it's even possible to do it. Maybe like have some sort of torch here and then shift this whole pipe sideways. Maybe it could work. And this one was mostly about at least making it work somehow and as compact as possible. Maybe in the future I'll do a collection of these machines optimized for lag. The main motivation for building, especially this one, was to build it for a very fast furnace array, because on the product tech server we decided it would be very interesting to have a furnace in which you just drop a large quantity of items in the form of one shulker box or even several shulker boxes, and the machine would try to fill the boxes with the fuel as quickly as possible. So you throw in one shulker box of for example sand, and you get out of it one shulker box of glass. Pretty much that's the idea, and that kind of concept is limited by the loading speed of shulker boxes. So it doesn't matter how fast the furnace is, as long as you can't load the shulker box fast enough, it doesn't matter, like it will be bottlenecked pretty much. Yeah, and that's it. As you can see, it works just nicely. Let's test it. So I'm not just making this up. Is the clock running? Okay, it is running. And of course this time I didn't have this loaded with boxes, so let's try that again. So we can see it also refill the box. Yeah, works without any issues. Of course, if you want to make a line of them, you don't need to place a trapdoor, just a block is enough. I won't build this one, like, this part is exactly the same, just these pistons are different, and also this is a bit different. As you can now take a look at it from the video, and I think any one of you can easily replicate this. Now I want to address some issues people had with my previous videos. I addressed the one with these machines, People mentioned that it might happen also in these machines, that the box lands in the wrong hopper. It's insanely unlikely. Hadn't happened that with 1000 boxes, which I tested. So it might be possible, but the chance is just so low, you will probably never experience that. Also, another issue people have with this base, some people were claiming it's not even nearly unraidable, since you can just fire Ender Pearl at super high speed with a cannon at it. The problem with that is, first of all, teleporting through blocks using Ender Pearls is considered a bug, and most servers have rules to disable people from using bugs. Or not really disable, just ban you outright. And also someone figured out this part. I didn't mention it in the video, but when you drop sand block, not sand block, what is this? White concrete powder in the center of lava, or in the lava source block, what will happen? The concrete powder will turn into concrete. I don't know why it's a bit laggy. You can see. Oh, actually it happens even here. Yeah. So it doesn't have to be even the source. Whenever you just drop concrete powder into lava, it will turn into concrete. It does not work like water. You can basically put the concrete powder just next to it. As you can see, it doesn't work. When I let it fall down, it doesn't work the same way. So some people claim that you can raid this base using that mechanic. It will not work, because the concrete powder has to be a full block, and when I now drop some of it here, as you can see, it's not a full block because it stands on these fences here, or walls as they are called. So this strategy will not work. And also any kind of teleportation using Ender Pearls through blocks will just get you banned on a server and probably won't even work on Spigot. So yeah, unlikely, or I would say pretty much impossible to raid. And also one issue, people seem to not understand what I meant with fastest possible instant wire. Obviously I'm not crazy, I know that it's not possible to be faster than instant, but the term in this case did not relate to the speed of transferring the signal, rather the frequency you can do so. Most instant wires have a limited speed they can transfer a signal. This one has 4 game ticks, which is pretty much the standard observer clock. I have not seen an instant wire that would be this small, this cheap, and even comparably fast. Of course, except what 202name used. He invented this concept. But other instant wires, like using 0-tick pistons, generally can't be made faster, since pistons have a interaction and extension delay. As you can see, it works just fine with 4 game ticks. So that's what I meant with fastest instant wire. Of course, it's not instant signal transfer. Means that it's not possible to make it faster in that regard. Yeah, and also the thing about these machines, again, these things are not slower than these designs. I think I also mentioned this Mango's design did not have a loader for the boxes. What I meant with that, you need to add something sideways to it, or even downwards, at least one block. I did not meant, of course, that it would be impossible or something like that. Here in Acheron's design, you can just put a hopper on top, or even in this one, no issues. Also, this one is not slower in any way, shape or form. The hopper still pushes the items at the same rate inside of the box. The only limitation is you have to do the gap that is caused here with the blocking of this hopper before you send the items in. Yeah, and also one nice comparison. These things are double the speed of this design, yet they are pretty much the exact same size. Actually, they might even be smaller, which is quite crazy, to be honest. Actually, even building this one without even this part and just every second block would have the same results as Palace design, and it would be way simpler and way more reliable. Yeah, so that's about it. Thank you guys for watching. Please like and subscribe. Of course, comment any possible improvements or mistakes I have made. I can't really link you any previous designs, since from what I know this was never done, even at 4 times hopper speed. So yeah, no previous designs this time around. Bye.